Hello everyone, welcome to DWE. One subscriber off the 50 subscriber, which is a goal I set myself for the end of the year. It's been a month, so just get that goal.
And we smashed that goal! Let's get road to 100 subscribers going. Road to 100, let's get 100 as quick as we can.
One subscriber I need, so subscribe. And speaking of dreams, one of my dreams is to make it big, and we're gonna look at 5 dream matches that can actually happen, that's likely to happen in WWE. All these matches we've been clamouring for ages. We want to see it happen. If these matches happen, they'll make them a lot of money, a lot of eyes on the product. So let's get straight into it. First match is the Monday Night Messiah, Seth freaking Rollins versus the Rated R Superstar Edge. Obviously this has been a dream match for many years. None of us think it was actually going to happen when Edge was retired. But now Edge has fought off that neck injury. It is probably going to happen down the line, and I'm so for it. I will be there to watch it whenever it happens. Hopefully once Edge is back from injury. The reason why this is a dream match is these two, they're very similar. Just obviously 10 years apart pretty much. Seth Rollins and Edge, both very talented in the ring. Never been the biggest of wrestlers, but their ability speaks for itself. Really, both of them are opportunists. Seth Rollins obviously was known as the architect, but when an opportunity came, he knew how to tuck it. And Edge was obviously known as the ultimate opportunist. The story writes itself. And both of them, both opportunists, both Money in the Bank winners and cashed it in. Seth Rollins had the best Money in the Bank cash in of all time. Edge was, I believe, was the first ever person to cash in Money in the Bank. Similar together in the ring. And obviously, if you watch YouTube videos on Dream WrestleMania matches for next year or whatever, Edge or Seth Rollins is mainly on the majority of them. Because everyone wants to see it. These two are so similar, just different time frames. If these two were both in their prime, it'd be amazing. But Seth Rollins is in his prime. This is the best week he's done for years with the Messiah gimmick. And obviously Edge is back. Who doesn't love Edge? I don't know one person that doesn't like Edge. He is one of the greatest. So if this happened, it'd be fireworks everywhere. Also, I forgot to mention, they had the iconic thing back in 2014 where Cena was forced back to bring the Authority. Because while Edge was out with his neck injury, Seth Rollins nearly curb stomped his head into the Money in the Bank briefcase. That happened way back years ago, so you've got that to build off on. He forced the Authority to come back for John Cena to save his friend Edge from being paralysed. So yeah, obviously you've got to mention that. And that's another reason why this would be a great match to hatred between them. Making his first appearance on this list is Matt Riddle, the Ultimate Bro, taking on Brock Lesnar. Obviously Riddle fairly only wrestling 5-6 years, but he came into wrestling, smashed it on the indie scene. Obviously he used to be a UFC fighter, but got suspended for smoking weed. And then he's come into wrestling world. Everyone loves him. He's absolutely smashed it. And he's always, Brock Lesnar's one of those people, he's always called out. Him and Goldberg, which we'll get to in a bit. Those are two people he's always called out. Said he'd love to fight Brock. And I'm pretty sure he said he'd want to retire him as well, Matt Riddle. So both of these, obviously Brock Lesnar, former UFC heavyweight champion. There's no fighter more decorated than him in WWE and UFC combined. Multiple championships, UFC, WWE, and obviously he's the beast incarnate, beat Taker's streak. You know, both UFC backgrounds. You know, Lesnar's got a very strong style of wrestling, a lot of Germans, F5s, big power moves. Similar with Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle's obviously a lot smaller, but Matt Riddle, he can fight, truly fight. It'd be like a proper good UFC fight in WWE. They could tell an easy story. So both UFC guys. And it's money, it would feel like a legit fight, not just a fake fight, which wrestling is. But you know, it would just feel big. And we want them big time fights back in WWE, which they've been lacking since like Cena left, Becky Lynch more recently, Roman's left, you know, been lacking that big fight feel. And this match would certainly bring back the big fight feel. Now, our next match, the biggest star WWE have had in the past 5 years, probably. This is one probably the biggest star of all time. Roman Reigns versus The Rock. Obviously, these two are cousins in real life, so real family feud. Both of them big wrestlers. Obviously, Roman hasn't gone off and done movies yet, but I'm assuming he probably will in the future. See, The Rock, he went into acting and he's probably one of the best actors in the world. These two going at it, it's one of them ones again. If you type in WrestleMania Dream Matches, every year, well, on almost every page, anything on a WrestleMania Dream Match, The Rock vs Roman Reigns comes up. See, they have hinted at them two were more aligned. See, The Rock helped him in 2015 with the Royal Rumble. Obviously, The Rock was the guy back in the day. Roman's been chosen to be the guy now in the modern era. So, and you know, who wouldn't want to see it? Two cousins going at it. That famous family tree of The Rock, Usos, Nia Jax, Roman, obviously. You know, who wouldn't want to see it? The two probably the biggest stars WWE's ever. Well, Roman isn't, but The Rock's the biggest star they've ever had alongside Stone Cold, and Roman's been the biggest star they've had in the past 5 years. This match would be 100% a main event on the WrestleMania. The story writes itself. Two cousins fighting. You can mix in the Roman finally turn heel, which nobody knows if he has or not. Yeah, this would just be loads of fun. I'd be there for it. I've said that for every one of them, but that's why they're dream matches, because if them two go at it, and it is feasible. Obviously, The Rock, don't know if he's doing many movies now, but Corona probably put a halt to a lot of his movies. Roman's come back from WWE from the long time off, so they are available. It's more reliant on The Rock being able to get out of a movie thing where it says he's got a no-compete clause in it for wrestling. If he can get out of that, have that one match with Roman, probably his final match, I'm sure everyone would love to see it, and that'd be one where fans that don't watch wrestling, just normal people don't watch wrestling, they know who The Rock is. Some of them will probably know Roman is, or like fans that's left, and they come back in to tune in for that match. That's why it is a dream match right now. This is the Matt Riddle dream match we want to see out of them all the most. Matt Riddle vs Goldberg. Now this rivalry, it started years ago on Twitter. Matt Riddle always mocking Goldberg, having him on ropes on social media, taking the absolute piss out of him. See, they had an altercation in real life, backstage, and it got a lot of people talking, a lot of heat on both of them because of it. See, very tense conversation they had, and like Matt Riddle, basically they really hate each other in real life, so put them in the ring where you script them to fight. And obviously both powerhouses. Goldberg's huge, obviously Matt Riddle, UFC fighter, very decorated, can more than handle himself, and you know, a real life bad blood there, which makes feuds 10 times more entertaining when there's actual bad blood in it. You know, they actually hate each other. I'll make it 10 times more entertaining. Obviously, Goldberg's been called out many of times on Twitter by Matt Riddle, vice versa as well. When they had an altercation, everyone got talking about that, and that was even before Matt Riddle was on the main roster. So what happened? So imagine what would happen if Matt Riddle challenged Goldberg to a match at WrestleMania. This is very possible as well, because Goldberg has said his contract, he's got 4 matches left on his contract before he'd probably be done then. I'd be concerned if he's wrestling past 2023. 2 matches a year. Let please one of them be Riddle. Hopefully retire him. But I would love that for Riddle to be Riddle vs Goldberg. I'd definitely be there for it. That's a WrestleMania caliber match in your hands. Now, this is number 1 on my list, because in terms of match quality, out of these lot, this one would 100% be the best one by a mile. This one's more for the proper wrestling fans, and that is Adam Cole versus the phenomenal AJ Styles. There's so much history between these two on the indies. So you both made it the same way. There's an absolute technically, Adam Cole is the best wrestler on the planet today. And AJ Styles was probably the best wrestler on earth, and he still is one of the best. He's probably top 3 at least. These two, if they get a good match out of anyone, so imagine how good it'd be when they actually go at it in the ring. See, before WWE, both leaders of the infamous Bullet Club, which is probably the biggest thing ever to happen outside of WWE. Obviously, this modern era now. Both led it as well, so, you know, at least two would have, give them half an hour, they put on the best match we've seen this decade. 100%. With athletic ability that both second to none. There'll be super kicks everywhere from Adam Cole. Obviously, you can get the Undisputed Era in there. I wish the club was there now, but Finn Balor, you could tie him in. All leaning on Bullet Club history. And everyone would be excited if they saw on the pay-per-view card Adam Cole versus AJ Styles. Now, this matchup can obviously happen both in WWE and Cole's in NXT, but he probably will get moved up. Maybe in a year's time or so, depending on how NXT do. Obviously, there are a lot of stars leave and injuries. But obviously, and AJ Styles has said he has wanted to wrestle in NXT because he's done it everywhere but NXT. And I'd love to see him in NXT as well for a couple of months. Just have a good run, fight for the NXT Championship. What a main event for TakeOver that would be. And we know the way TakeOver do matches. Probably the best matches we've had in a long time have come on NXT TakeOvers. You could put this on a WrestleMania and it'd do just as good as well. See, this would sell a lot of seats. It wouldn't be as big a draw as the other matches, but for the hardcore wrestling fans and the technical wrestling fans, you don't get much better than these two, and that's why it's my number one dream match. That's why it's the number one on this list. And yeah, so thank you for watching. Let's hit that 50 goal, 1 sub away. Let me know what your dream match would be in the comments, ones I haven't said. Yeah, let me know what they would be. And yeah, like, subscribe, obviously, get out the socials. Remember, just keep going in life. Obviously, a lot of things starting up again now, which people are dreading. Especially me. But, you know, it don't matter. Just keep on going. It all works out eventually, we hope. And all you can do is hope, and it all falls into place eventually. So yeah, like, subscribe, I'll see you all in the next